Oh my god. I've never had to reboot my soundboard before, but my mic wasn't working, so sorry I'm late. 12 minutes of straight troubleshooting, but I figured it out. Welcome back to the Sack Bitcoin Show. I know it's been forever. What's up, everybody? We're here. We're back. Oh man, it's been a long time. Guess what I've been doing? I've been trying to work my way, trying to figure out new ways to stack. And you know, guys, I'm not burned out, but I have done all I can for a while to acquire additional scratch. Hard hodl in the house, DCA to BTC. Yeah, we're going back to the. I think we took advantage of this monster dip. If the dip keeps dipping, then I'll have to figure out another creative way to get more scratch so we can stack harder, right? But we stacked pretty hard this dip, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the extra effort we had to put out to acquire extra liquidity, and be able to stack this hard. Okay, we're still underwater on our $50,000 loan. We're still buying Bitcoin. If you look at it in terms of the loan, we're still buying Bitcoin at $113,000 when it's actually at $93,000 right now. So it's negative on us, but it's okay. We're doing this long term. Like I said in the opening or the title of this episode, it's not faith, it's math. Right? We're not hoping that Bitcoin's going to go up. It's just going to, because the way the math works, right? You can't have something that's scarce. Right? You can buy something that's scarce with inflated assets, but you need to buy with more of that inflated thing. So if we're buying Bitcoin with dollars, and those dollars continue to be inflated, then we are basically pumping the value of the Bitcoin in terms of dollars because of the math. Okay, and yes, there's all of these like charts and stories and FUD. If you don't know what FUD is, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's different ways that different participants in the market adjust the prices, manipulate the market, manipulate the psychology of people, right? To make them feel like they're gonna lose out, like they're gonna lose their money, or like they're gonna miss out, depending on when they want you to buy or sell. That's more convenient for them to make a profit off of your ignorance. Okay, so for us, since we're doing DCA, since we're just buying Bitcoin and have no plans to sell it in the near future, it shields us from those attacks of the psychological attacks, the FUD out there, right? And when we see dips like we saw this past couple weeks, instead of being fearful and scared, we understand that these are some of the best buying opportunities we're going to see in a while. Like these prices, even today at 90, what are we back up to? We're back to 93,000 right now, right? Even at 93,000, the prices are pretty good compared to the beginning of the year, right? And if you're on the same game plan as myself, and you're thinking that you're going to be holding Bitcoin long term for your savings, then this dip is nothing more than an opportunity, and we continue to buy. We continue to buy as much as we can, while the Bitcoin is cheap, while the sats are flowing. All right, let's get into the first segment of the day, and that is the Bitcoin strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is, oops, there's me. Hello. The price of Bitcoin is $92,988.25. You can buy 1,075 Satoshis for a single dollar. And a new block has just been found. There it is. Block number 926,308. That's pretty cool. We're getting close to 1 million blocks. I wonder if when we get towards 1 million blocks, people are gonna want to like have their transaction in the millionth block of Bitcoin as like a, there's probably going to be some a-hole selling something to inscribe the 1 millionth block of Bitcoin or something, something crazy like that. Anyway, we're looking at the price of Bitcoin today, and we're looking at the Satoshis per dollar right now, right? You might be asking yourself, what's a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents. A Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So, at $92,000, almost $93,000 Bitcoin, you can buy 1,075 Satoshis for $1, and that's super cheap. Super cheap. Today, if you're wandering down the street, minding your own business, you look down and see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny can buy you 10.76 Satoshis, 10 Satoshis for a penny. What a deal. Okay. I'm telling you, look at this number now. When you see 1,000 Satoshis per dollar, 1,076 Satoshis per dollar, you're going to be wishing for this day soon enough. If Bitcoin gets back up to, 126,000 and beyond, you'll be lucky to get 800 Satoshis for a penny. Oh, sorry, for $1. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. But that is the Bitcoin strength. All right. It's crazy. I know. The little updates there's some updates to the set. I put this couple hats up. There's another hat right here. I put the Stack Against the Machine shirt back up. There it is. And I've been doing like caricatures, and my kids join me sometimes to draw caricatures just for fun. And one of my sons drew me right there. That's me. That's me caricatured by my son. That's awesome. All right. So just like that, we've continued. We've stayed purchasing. And this whole time that I've been off, I've been doing still the weekdays DCAs. And we're going to have a look today at the chart at our stack and see where it's at. And then go over the plan for the final approach to the full Bitcoin, to the 1 BTC goal. We're getting there. So close. So close. All right. So let's jump into why we stack for the new people to the show that are wondering. For the new people to the show that are wondering, wow, what's going on? What are you saving? What are you saving in Bitcoin, eh? Let's talk about it. Why we stack. Alrighty, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, when you're new to Bitcoin, you might be wondering, like, man, there's so much to learn, right? For the sake of a beginner into Bitcoin, there's so many virtues that Bitcoin has, but the one that we focus on the show the most is the ability to preserve and increase the purchasing power of your savings. We use Bitcoin as a way to, like I just said, shield your purchasing power from inflation, from the debasement of the dollar. And as the dollar debases, since the value of your savings are shielded from that debasement, naturally the purchasing power of your Bitcoin goes up against the dollar. So it's like I say, it's like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. That is why we stacked the short and sweet version, the short and sweet edition. Yeah, if you have any questions about that, what I just stated, put it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, leave it as a comment, and I will answer your question on the following video tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow to stack some more, okay? We're so close to the goal, and we need to finish this up, okay? But that is why we stack. All right, zone that out. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it's been a while, and I kind of abandoned you guys for a little bit, so I want to apologize for that. I was hyper focused on making moves to get that extra 9,000 and not have to and to do it responsibly. Okay, to do it responsibly. So that's done. Everything is good, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked. We're gonna look at the Bitcoin stack right now and talk about it. And if any questions come up, we can discuss those as well. Let's jump into it, okay? So let me do that real quick. It's time for the stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. We do it every weekday. And here is the proof that we've been stacking since the beginning. So it is. Dang, dude. So that $9,000 purchase really skewed our 2025 and our cumulative spreadsheet. It really skewed it because we bought that $9,000 buy at 87,000, which is a monster buy. I mean, 87,000. Now we're at 93,000. So that buy has already netted us about $480 in terms of dollars, right? In terms of Satoshis, we still have the same amount of Satoshis. Still got us 0.1 Satoshi, right? 10 million Satoshis. Sorry, 0.1 Bitcoin, 10 million Satoshis. So it was a good buy, right? But it definitely messed up our average. It messed up our, well, not really, not so much. It messed up our average buy price, but our weighted average is still correct. So our weighted average buy price for 2025 is $91,000 at $91,475. So this is taking the average of all the prices here, right? So if we make this, yeah, it is. It is. So this is a little bit inaccurate. We're up more than 95% than 0.95%. But anyway, that really changed the dynamic of the spreadsheet. Right? In 2024, we did the same thing. So that's why in 2024 we have a better number. So 55% up for just our buys in 2024. We are, like I said, we are 1% up on our buys in 2025 because of that monster buy we did. But once Bitcoin recovers, this monster buy is gonna like really propel us forward, because at the beginning of the year we're buying at like $120,000, $121,000 Bitcoin. We're buying at, yeah, it's super, like the lowest purchase price we saw was 76,000, but we didn't see that for long. So it did kind of mess up our spreadsheet a little bit, right? Same thing with 2020. Same thing for the whole strategic Bitcoin reserve of the show. It did kind of skew our numbers as well, but we're still up about 40%, counting all of our buys since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the show, actually, May 22nd, 2023. Our average buy price based on a non-weighted average is $70,000, and our weighted average buy-in is at, it's at $65,000. So not too far off. We're off by what? 65 and 7, so about $5,000, right? So, but still, we're ahead. We're 40% up for the show history. And like I said, if we continue down, then we continue down. We continue to DCA, and that's how we're gonna play this. Okay. Even if we end up in a bear market after, like if this is the beginning of a bear market, like I'm okay with it. I don't need this money right now, and this money is better kept there than in my bank account because I'll spend it. If the price dips more from here, then we just buy more and improve our average buy price by buying lower and lower, right? And eventually, not because of faith, right? Not because I believe in Bitcoin or not, or I believe in this or that. I know, I know that infinity divided by 21 million is greater than your savings divided by infinity, right? Right? And what that means is, as long as the government is printing money, right, there's no set boundary on the level at which the money supply is going to increase. Then there's no level at which your savings will be divided against, right? So look at that. We're at, oh, damn, I didn't even see that. We're already at $38 trillion in debt. Let's see. U.S. national debt, $38 trillion. That means that $38 trillion will have to come into existence, and that is supply increase, right? When the supply of money increases, the purchasing power of each individual dollar decreases, right? Each individual dollar loses purchasing power. It's pretty crazy, right? Dang. Look at the federal debt to DGP, the debt to GDP ratio. Look at this. Our GDP, so look at it this way. It's math, right? It's not faith, it's math, right? It's not faith, it's math. Look at it. Do you think you'd be able to pay off your debt if your gross income, your salary, like let's look at this as a person, right? Let's say a person is in debt 121% of their income, right? So if you can't even if you spend 100% of your income on paying back your debt, and you're still behind, then you're still behind 21.6%, right? So 100% of your productivity, 100% of your productivity is not enough to pay your debt. It's not enough to keep your debt solvent, right? It's not enough to keep your debt from growing and to actually start paying it down, because your debt is you just don't make enough, right? If you had a friend that was in that situation, or somebody was in that situation, if you're like a lender, would you lend it to somebody like that? Probably not, right? But when you hold your value, when you hold your savings in dollars, that's what you're doing. You're lending your savings to the government, who is going to continue to basically leech the value out of the dollars that you're holding in dollars. And as it does that, it debases the currency and is able to pay its debt, right? But by increasing the supply, because whenever they increase the supply, the value of the savers, the purchasing power of any saver that's saving in dollars, is going down, and you're losing, and it's wiping away like hours and hours and days and years of your work, right? I don't know if we have that meme still. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That meme is perfect. The one where it's let's see, this one is perfect, right? Imagine working 9 to 5 for 50 years, then the Fed prints 40% of the total money supply and inflates away 20 years of your work. This is, ladies and gentlemen, why we stack. Why we stack. Okay? Because if you don't, if you save in dollars, you are going to get robbed. You're getting robbed as we speak in live. As we speak, you're getting robbed in real time. Look at this. It just keeps going up. $38.4 trillion in debt, and it's going to keep going up. And guess what? Guess what happens if they lower the interest rate and they pump the economy full of cash? Then what happens? Eventually, the market will catch up and realize that each individual dollar is worth even less than before, right? Because remember, every time the money supply increases, the purchasing power of each individual dollar decreases. So, yeah, they're going to lower the interest rate, and more money is going to come into existence. And when that happens, if you're not in an asset that's appreciating faster than inflation, you're losing. You're going to lose even harder, right? So, why does this matter? It matters because a lot of people don't have the ability to save in these big asset classes like real estate or even stocks, right? Like maybe you can't afford a share of a stock, right? Because it's too expensive or whatever, right? But anybody can start saving in Bitcoin at any level. You can start saving in Bitcoin $1 a day, right? $5 a week, $10 a week, $20 a week. Is that going to matter that much in your lifetime? Probably not. If you're saving that little, but it'll at least give you some kind of beginning, so you can hand it off to the next generation, right? If you could do more than that, that'd be great. Then now you're talking about depending on your age, if it affecting your actual life, right? But if you're not doing that as a minimum, if you're not saving in Bitcoin as a minimum, you're never going to get out of the rat race. You're going to continue to have to work every single day of your life for less and less purchasing power, while they demand more and more of your time, right? And it's real. It's happening. It's math. It's right there in front of your face. As the debt increases, more money has to be come into existence, and the less each individual dollar is worth. If your savings are in dollars, you're being debased. So save in Bitcoin. Not financial advice. Do your own research. But I'm showing you what we're doing here, right? So anyway, that is the stack recap. That was a long one. That was a long stack recap. Let's go to the actual page now. All right. There it is. Okay, so today the price of Bitcoin is $93,000, and our average buy price, according to this sheet, is $102,000 for 2025. Even the cumulative one is 91,000. Technically, we should be doing a $20 stack, but let's go with this number since it's more generous, and they'll let us get more Bitcoin today. So the price of Bitcoin is $93,000. Our average buy price is $102,000. So today we're gonna buy $40 worth of Bitcoin on today's show. And here we go. Let's do that real quick. Now that we know how much Bitcoin we're gonna buy, there's only one thing left to do. Wow. Besides blow out your eardrums, time to stack some sucks. Time to stack some Satoshis, time to stack some Bitcoin. Let's do this. All right. It's been a while. Strike app. Check it out for security purposes, so I can blur out the numbers. And then you can do that with the Strike app. Look at. It'll blur out the numbers. See? Ah, that's cool, huh? Okay. I hit the buy button. I'm gonna key in $40. $40 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Bitcoin show. We're about to buy it today, live, December 3rd. Well, happy December, guys. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did. There we go. Queued up, $40. Cut the music. Start the drum roll, please. There we go, buying $40 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Bitcoin show. And there it is. Just like that. We have successfully acquired an additional 42,565 Satoshis that will be added to the stack right now and added to this tracking sheet. There it is, December 3rd. The price of Bitcoin we deserve today is $93,245.62 Bitcoin. We bought $40 worth. Well, 93. And we got 0.000425565 BTC, 42,565 Satoshis, and just like that, ever so closer to the 1 BTC level. Let's copy this. Bring it over to our spreadsheet. We're currently at 0.98819201 BTC. We are 0.1180799 away from 1 Bitcoin and $1,098 in today's value away from Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin. That's pretty awesome. We're getting so close. Let's see what this $40 does for us. I think it's going to get us into the triple digits away. Shoot. There it is. There it is. What did that get us? Oh, snap. We are 0.988617666 BTC. 98 million Satoshis in the bag. About to hit 99 million Satoshis in the bag. That got us $1,056.18 away from 1 Bitcoin. Dang, so close. We're so close. So close. If you want to help us get to 1 Bitcoin, scan that QR code, donate to the show. I'll see it come through on my what's it called? On my Strike app. And I will credit you and add you to the donation spreadsheet right here. Right here. Oh, our donations are down minus 3%. Ouch. Ouch. It's okay though. Every Satoshi that's donated to the show gets tracked in here. And your donation could be the one that gets us to 1 Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. Alright, what else do we have here? I think that's all I got as far as the show prep that I had set up. If you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask. I have a question. Who's still here? Is that you, Hard Hodl? Thanks for tuning in, dude. I appreciate you. I know I fell off for a couple weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. So I apologize for that. We're back. We're getting back in the saddle, getting back in the chair, getting everything set up. I am excited to get to 1 Bitcoin. I'm excited to shift the show into something a little bit different. Maybe talking about other things. Maybe a more I don't know. Still Bitcoin, of course, but we'll see what we do after 1 BTC. Maybe we need to do interviews. I don't know. Something a little bit different. Or we keep doing the show and we add a couple of random things to spice it up, different types of videos or whatever. We'll see what happens. But that is the show for today. Hope you guys had a good holiday weekend, and it's time to attack the week. We're halfway through the week. It's Wednesday, hump day, wings day. I'm gonna go get some wings today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Carl Black in the house. Let's go. No slacking. No slacking. Keep stacking. Choo. See you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.